Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to put your Whirlpool built top load washer into test mode and explain to you the various steps in doing it. So to know that you have the washer that applies to this video, don't look at the brand. You have to look right here. If your washer has a timer knob like this that you don't pull, that you just set and a start button, and then you have these 6 lights directly underneath it, and then the start button to the right side, you have a Whirlpool built vertical modular washer, and this applies to you. So this, no matter what the brand is, this one happens to be a Whirlpool, but it works on Amana, Kenmore's, Roper, Maytag's, you name it. It's like 60% of all the washers out there are made by Whirlpool and are probably made as a vertical modular washer. So the first thing we need to do is we need to lift the lid and we need to access the tech sheet, which is glued right behind here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so when you look at the back of the washer, you want to find this little clamping system here. And there's one on the one side, and then, sorry, bad light, another one on the other side. You want to remove the top screw only. And then after we remove those top screws, we're going to want to remove just this cover piece, which is held on by one more screw. Let me go ahead and do that real quick. Perfect. So once you remove those, we're ready to lift the top and get to the tech sheet. Okay, so once you have it, what you want to do, you want to pull on the lid, and you'll see that it slides forward a little bit, and you just want to like pull gently and start lifting on the top. And you're gonna find this sweet spot. Oh, I hope I can find it. Where, there you go, where the washer will, the whole top will lift right up. And it's held on by these little hooks right here. Just don't force it. As long as you just are gentle with it, be able to do it without any effort. The tech sheet, so it's right here. It's actually a little bit on the left-hand side as you're facing the washer, and it's in kind of like a Ziploc. And be careful, guys. This is very sharp metal. Wear gloves. Okay, there's a tech sheet. Now we can move forward. Okay, so now that we have the tech sheet in hand, we're going to start looking at page 2, which is page 1 is kind of nothing. Page 2 is where we want to find all the good information. So we want to find this part, activating the service diagnostic mode. So the first step is to reset the timer knob by rotating it to the left, and then we're going to do right click, right click, right click, left click, right click. And we have to do that and wait a half a second in between rotations. It's going to go something like this. And you're not going to get it your first try. You might get it your first try, but we'll see. So I do it like this. 1, 2, 3, left, right. Let's try it again. Right, 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 left, right. Real quick, guys, I just want to interrupt because this, when you have all 6 of those lights flashing, that means that you successfully entered test mode. The done light, I accidentally clicked the knob 2 clicks over. So when it's successful, when you've successfully gone into test mode, all 6 lights should be flashing. There we go. Okay. Okay. Once you have the flashing lights, if you click 1 time to the right, you should get that done light flashing, and that'll put us to the next step. The done light indicates, okay, this is the fault code display. And so what you want to do is once you have the done light on, you want to press the start button. And then now you're in the area where all of the fault codes are stored. What we want to do, it stores 4 fault codes. So we want to click one to the right and see this is a fault code. F error, fault error. So we need to decipher that. And if you go to page 6 and 7 of the mini manual, you can kind of match them up. So our first fault is everything except for the wash light. Everything except for the wash light. We have an F7 error code. And then the other E error code is just the rinse and spin light. So we know it's an F7 and then rinse and spin. So here we go. We have F7E6. This is a motor fault. Indicates an open clockwise or counterclockwise circuit of the motor. That's a kind of unusual one. It's not one that I see very often, but we'll put that one to the side for now. So then we're going to go to the next fault code. The same F7 in the beginning, but it's going to be, the error is the rinse and the done light. Rinse and done. F7 E5, that's a shifter fault. This is displayed when the main control cannot determine the position of the sister. Now this is or the shifter rather. This is a very common problem with these machines, and this is kind of what you hope to find wrong, because that's a very easy fix. We know we have a motor problem and then we have a shifter problem. When you get to the next one and it's just the sensing light, that means there's no fault code whatsoever. And then you go to number 4, there's no fault code. So we only have 2 stored fault codes in this machine. Once you have these flashing lights, you're at the very beginning. If you press and hold cancel, you will exit test mode, and you will also delete the error codes in the washer. Now we know with this washer that we have a motor error and then we have a shifter error, but we're going to reconfirm everything by running this machine through test mode. Okay, so to put this washer into test mode, we're going to do the same thing. The first step is we need to go into service mode, which is just reset the dial by turning it counterclockwise left, and then right, 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 left, right. Oh, jeez. I do it perfect every time except for when I'm recording. Right, 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 left, right. Right, 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 left, right. There we go. Gosh, third try. Okay, so now we're in diagnostic mode, and then we go 1 click to the right. Now this is the same one where we find our fault codes, and then 1 more click to the right when we're activating just the spin light. Only the spin light is automatic test mode. Now what this is going to do is this is going to basically let water in, it's going to agitate, it's going to drain, and it's going to spin, and it's going to do it all in just a few minutes. So to activate this, you press the start button. And so we're going to hear the lid lock, and I'm going to move the camera and we're going to see what's going on. As it progresses, you can actually follow along. It starts to go through this program, and it checks basically all the valves, the lid lock, and you'll see the lights changing on the display. And so what we want to do is we want to wait until we get to this level right here, and you'll see that all the lights will tell you where it is in the testing process. And this is page 8 on your little mini menu. So I don't need to follow along. I kind of know because I've worked on a million of these. We're going to let this, we should fill up right to the bottom of the cap, and then it'll shift to agitate, and we'll watch it agitate, and then we'll watch it spin, and then we'll see what happens. So now it should be shifting into the agitate mode. Not so good. Here's where our problem is. There we go. Oh, buddy. Now it's draining. So that agitation was not normal. So this washer definitely has an issue. We're going to let it finish the test mode, and then we're going to look underneath the machine and see if we can find out what's going on with this bad boy. At this point, it should shift into spin, which you heard that clunk. That's a good sign. Oh, that's really struggling. Oh boy, that's not normal either. So because there's something wrong, I bet you the lid lock light should be flashing. Well, it's not. There's definitely something wrong with this machine, so now it's going to come to a stop. I'm going to help it. And the lid lock will unlock and the done light will be on. And so we've completed that. And once you lift the lid, you've successfully went through test mode. You are out of the diagnostic mode, so you can start the washer as normal now. All right, so we're underneath the machine, and the first thing you want to do is just look. Don't bother with anything, and just look for anything obviously wrong with the machine. Now, nothing's jumping out to me at this moment, so I'm going to dig a little deeper, although the motor does look very rusty. I wonder if this washer got water damaged. If this washer was flooded, there would be a pretty distinct water line somewhere, unless it like flooded all the way up so high that I never saw it. But when a washer only agitates in one direction, that's generally because the capacitor is bad. And I don't know why it would cause it to only agitate one way, but I just know that replacing the capacitor will help it overcome the, I guess, the forces and agitate both ways. I'm not going to change it actually, but I'm going to plug in the new capacitor, and then we're going to flip it up and we're going to test it, and we're going to see how it behaves. Because we still got that shifter fault, and I want to make sure that we don't in fact have two things wrong instead of just one. Either way, we'll fix them. The shifter is right here, and you can remove it by taking this Phillips screw off, and there's one more Phillips screw over here. You definitely want to remove this plastic cover. There's two screws, 5/16 on this side and one on the other side. And that'll give you access to just about everything. So let's tip the machine up. Okay, so we replaced the capacitor. Now we want to test the washer again and see if we actually successfully fixed the problem. So we're going to go back into test mode, right click, right click, right click, left click, right click. Now it's going to take you guys a while to get the hang of it because, you know, it's just tricky. It doesn't always work. So we want to go to the spin, which is our automatic test mode. We want to make sure that the lid is down. We're going to press start. Ooh, that looks better. Now we're at the drain sequence. Just shift it into spin. Oh, that's a lot better. All right, now it's going to coast to a stop and the lid should unlock. And then the final step is we're going to test it for fault codes again because we cleared everything, and as long as nothing else pops up, then the machine is fixed. Although it is fixed, you know, we looked with our eyeballs and everything is working fine. Okay. When you're done, you should just have the done light. You lift your lid and it should reset. So we're going to go back to test mode. Done is our fault code area. Press start. This means we're in the fault code department. No fault code. No fault code. No fault code. No fault code. Yay! And then the fourth click will bring you back to the beginning. So we're just going to press and hold cancel. And you're done. Congratulations, you just fixed your washer.